Hey gang, Coach Melissa here from Steady Boxing Sacramento with another hand wrapping tutorial. This is a nice progression to the first one. If you've been a little delinquent and haven't been practicing our videos on my La Chapa YouTube channel, this is your turn or your chance to catch up. You know, no big deal, but let's get started on this. This is a big deal. It will help you with your dexterity and your fine motor skills, keep you moving, and it's a slower pace than our live classes that are also saved through Facebook, okay? So if you need hand wraps, even though I'm quarantining at home right now, not sure if I have COVID or a cold, waiting for the blessing or the green light to go back to the gym to do the filming, I can still ship to you. I have no problem doing that. I have plenty of hand wraps. I can't stress that enough. No excuses not to hone in on your boxing skills, okay? So off my soapbox and ready to start the tutorial. Let's get started. Here's one of my Mexican style hand wraps. I'm gonna open it up all the way till I get to the inner piece that has a little loop on the end of it, just like this. We are looking for something that says this side down. Usually it's on the seam side. This one it's missing, but I see the seams here, so I know that's the inside. I want to make sure that that is down when I'm wrapping the entire time, so when I come to the Velcro component to finish, it's the right side up. If that doesn't happen, it's okay, you can twist it around, but as far as following traditional protocol and making your life easier, start with that seam side down, and a lot of times it'll have that printed on it for you. You'll take this loop, you'll put your thumb through it. You're gonna start with your hands open and keep them open, so that way you don't wrap too tightly. When you go to make fists, you don't realize, oh my God, like, you know, I'm turning blue. So keeping your hands open and that seam side down is a good place to start. I like to cross my wrist with it a couple times, and then my knuckles to build a good foundation. Okay. Then I like to go over my thumb and just the top knuckle, this one here, not the lower one, okay? My protecting. So I've got all the major components covered. See that? So in the first tutorial, we talked about just continuing threading through each finger, wrapping the knuckles and the wrist. This progression is the one that I do all the time, especially when I was fighting amateurly on a more serious level and working and hitting really hard. I would add a little more padding to this. For those of you that just hit hard by nature, you know, you're not looking to fight, but you need more protection, this is the way for you, for sure. So what I'm gonna do is after I've wrapped my wrist another time and I come over to the knuckles, I'm just gonna kind of clip it with my thumb and make a little zigzag dressing overlaying my knuckles. So I'm not wrapping it around anything, I'm just doing a little zigzag over the top. Okay. And you'll notice I'm lazy with my hand wrapping. I don't re-roll my wrap and then hold the roll and wrap my hands because it's so meticulous, it takes so much time. It looks cool, but it's not realistic when you're getting in the gym and you're just trying to get started. So if you have the time to be that meticulous, great, but just starting with this nice open roll is also okay. So as I finish this zigzag, 4 to 5 times. It depends on how big your hand is. For some of our bigger guys in class, maybe just 3 or 4 times. Once over, 1, the next time is 2, until you've got this thick dressing that just overlaps your knuckles, the first 4, not the lower 4, okay? So even my pinky one's a little low there. Now to secure it, I like to put it on my lap and then start to tug that dressing and wrap around that extra padding I just made to secure it, okay? Do that about 1 or 2 times, depending on how much dressing you have left, and then come back across the wrist to create that good kind of dynamic tension. And you notice I just came up a little higher, just beyond my wrist bone for protection. That's pretty standard. And then I'll go back and I'll start crossing through my fingers, pinching it in there nice and snug, wrapping it around the wrist, and then going through the next set of fingers, just like this, and then wrapping it around the wrist. And if I come back and I'm too close to the edge of my hand, it's not a good idea to wrap it that way because it can come unraveled. So I'll go from underneath. Just depends on where you end up. If you practice the first tutorial, that'll make more sense to you why I'm doing this, okay? But after I've gotten each knuckle or in between each finger that good wrap, I'm gonna go back around the wrist once and then follow through with cleaning up my wrap, going over the knuckles once more, smoothing it out, and then finishing around my wrist until finally that Velcro side hopefully is side up. And it is. Always ending with the Velcro at the end of the wrist here, okay? If you mess up and it's twisted around the wrong way, just twist it the right way. Cover it up, nobody knows. But it's good practice to get in the habit for efficiency and proper technique. A lot more padding here, a lot more protection. Try it out, let me know how you do. It's gonna take several attempts and it's worth it. Keep practicing, guys. Fight back.